In a city that never truly sleeps, there's one rule everyone follows without question. Never, ever take the last subway train after midnight unless you absolutely have to. It's a running joke online. You know, people share these blurry photos and creepy, half-believed stories. But underneath all the memes and laughter, there's this cold, real fear that just lingers. Well, one night, a guy named Daniel learned that lesson the hard way. He just missed the final bus, and there he was, standing all alone on the platform as the digital clock blinked 12:47 a.m. The station felt wrong. It was too quiet, almost like the entire city was holding its breath, waiting for something. The usual hum of electricity was gone, replaced by a deep, unsettling silence. When the last train finally pulled in, its arrival was almost ghostly. No screech of brakes, just a slow glide to a stop. The doors opened with this tired, long hiss, like a final sigh. As Daniel stepped inside, he was hit by a wave of cold, stale air. The car was nearly empty, just a handful of passengers scattered around, each one lost in their own little world, avoiding eye contact. At the far end of the car, a woman in a long, dark, and strangely outdated coat sat with her head lowered, her face hidden by shadows. Daniel found a seat a few rows away, trying to shake off the strange feeling that was crawling up his spine. He glanced at her reflection in the dark window opposite him. It was there, clear as day, but something about it was off. The reflection seemed to move a fraction of a second too late, as if it was a separate entity, mimicking her movements with a lazy, deliberate delay. It didn't belong to her. Daniel blinked, thinking his tired eyes were playing tricks on him. But when he looked again, the delay was still there. Her reflection turned its head slightly, even though the woman herself hadn't moved an inch. As the train started to move, rattling through the dark tunnels, Daniel noticed something else, something even more unsettling. At every single stop, as new passengers got on, they'd cast a quick, nervous glance towards the woman and then immediately look away, their faces pale. They'd walk to the other end of the car, squeezing into already crowded spaces just to avoid sitting anywhere near her. The empty seats around her formed a perfect, unspoken boundary. It was like she was surrounded by an invisible wall of pure dread. Curiosity, or maybe just a desperate need for a logical explanation, got the better of Daniel. He looked up at the emergency map displayed on the screen above the door. It showed the layout of the car, every seat numbered. He scanned the diagram, his finger tracing the rows. He counted the seats to where the woman was sitting. Seat 7B. He looked at the map again. Seat 7A, 7C, 7D, but there was number 7B. According to the official layout of the train car, the seat she was occupying didn't exist. A cold sweat broke out on his forehead. This wasn't just strange anymore. This was impossible. Suddenly, between stations, the train began to slow down, its rhythmic clatter fading into a low groan. It entered a long, unlit stretch of tunnel, plunging them into near total blackness. The emergency lights inside flickered once, twice, a weak and pathetic struggle against the encroaching dark. Then, they died completely. Absolute darkness swallowed the car. It was a thick, suffocating black that felt heavy, pressing in from all sides. The temperature dropped instantly, a freezing chill sweeping through the air, raising goosebumps on Daniel's arms. He held his breath, his heart hammering against his ribs. The silence was absolute, broken only by the sound of his own frantic pulse. And then, he felt it. A soft, cold breath brushed against the back of his neck, so close he could almost feel the moisture from it. A voice, a woman's voice, whispered directly into his ear. It was a soft, sad sound, filled with an ancient weariness. "I miss my stop," it whispered. Again, the words hung in the frozen air for a moment before the car was filled with a symphony of pure terror. Screams erupted from all corners, a chaotic mix of panic and disbelief. In that same instant, the lights snapped back on, bright and sterile, burning after the total blackness. The sudden light was blinding. Everyone was on their feet, staring, pointing. The woman in the long coat was gone. Her seat, the one that didn't exist, was now empty. But that wasn't the only empty seat. 3 others were vacant now, including Daniel's. The other passengers stared at the empty spaces, their faces a mask of horror. Where Daniel had been sitting just moments before, there was nothing. No sign of a struggle, no dropped phone, nothing. He had simply vanished, along with 2 other unlucky souls. The train, indifferent to the horror it contained, arrived at the final station right on schedule. The doors hissed open, releasing the remaining, traumatized passengers into the cold morning air. The next day, commuters scrolling through their phones might have stumbled upon the story, buried deep within a local online forum. A new thread in the last train saga. This time, someone had managed to pull the security footage. The clip was grainy and low quality, but it was clear enough. It showed the train car, traveling through the tunnels. It was perfectly, completely empty. Except, if you looked very, very closely at the blackened window, you could see it, a single, solitary reflection, sitting all alone at the far end of the car, patiently waiting. Even today, the subway still runs its last train. Every night, it makes its final journey through the sleeping city. And the city, well, it's always waiting for new passengers. Maybe you'll be one of them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Stay safe out there.